There was a time in my life when I believed strength meant escape. I thought strong people avoided trouble. I thought wise people found ways around pain. And I thought if I kept moving fast enough, my problems would eventually lose track of me. I was wrong. Problems do not get tired. They do not forget. And they do not disappear just because you refuse to look at them. They wait. When I was younger, every problem felt like a threat. A mistake felt like the end. A failure felt like a sentence. So I did what many people do. I ran. I ran into work. I ran into distractions. I ran into excuses. I ran into silence. I told myself I was being practical, that I would deal with things later, that timing mattered more than courage. But later never came. Instead, life became heavier. Every problem I avoided didn't shrink, it grew. Like a shadow, it followed me quietly, stretching longer as the years passed. Unfinished conversations turned into broken relationships. Ignored responsibilities turned into crises. Unspoken fears turned into anxiety. And the worst part was this: the more I ran, the weaker I felt. One day I realized something that changed how I see life forever. Running from problems does not protect your peace. It steals it. Peace does not come from a life without problems. It comes from a life where problems are faced honestly. I remember waking up one morning feeling exhausted. Not physically, but mentally. Nothing had happened that day. No disaster. No bad news. Yet I felt tired in a way sleep could not fix. That was the weight of avoidance. Unfaced problems pile up quietly. They sit in your chest. They follow you into sleep. They speak to you when the world is quiet. That's when I understood. Problems demand attention, not fear. Every problem is a message. Every difficulty is asking something of you, but when you run, you never hear the message. You only feel the pressure. Life does not bring problems to punish us. It brings them to shape us. The strength you admire in others was built by facing hard moments, not avoiding them. I once believed courage meant confidence. Now I know better. Courage is action taken while fear is still present. Facing a problem does not mean you suddenly feel ready. It means you decide that running has cost you enough. The first time I stopped running, it felt uncomfortable. My heart raced. My mind searched for excuses. Everything inside me wanted to escape again. But something surprising happened. The problem didn't attack me. It didn't destroy me. It didn't end my life. It simply became smaller. Not because it disappeared, but because I finally stood taller. Problems feel huge when you kneel before them. They shrink when you stand up. That day, I learned a lesson no book ever taught me. Avoidance multiplies pain. Facing problems divides it. One conversation I had avoided for years lasted only 10 minutes, but it freed me for decades. One decision I feared making brought clarity I never expected. One responsibility I kept postponing taught me discipline. Problems lose power the moment you face them. They feed on fear. They survive on delay. They grow in silence. But they weaken in the presence of honesty. Life does not expect perfection from you. It expects participation. You are not weak because you have problems. You become weak when you refuse to face them. Every strong person you admire has stood in front of something they didn't want to face and stayed. Not because they were fearless, but because they were tired of running. Running feels easier in the beginning. but it makes the road longer. Facing problems feels harder in the moment, but it shortens the journey. Eventually, I learned to ask myself one question whenever fear appeared. What happens if I keep running? The answer was always the same: more stress, more regret, more weight. So I stopped asking when I would feel ready and started asking when I would feel honest. Problems do not define you. Your response to them does. A life spent running becomes a life spent hiding, and hiding slowly turns into forgetting who you are. The moment you face your problems, you reclaim something important: respect for yourself. Self-respect is born when you stop lying to yourself. And here is the truth most people never hear. Facing problems does not make life harder. It makes life clearer. Clarity replaces chaos. Action replaces anxiety. Truth replaces fear. Problems are not roadblocks. They are classrooms. And like every lesson in life, the longer you avoid it, the harder it becomes. If there is one thing age has given me, it is this understanding: you do not grow when life is easy. You grow when you stop running. So if there is something you've been avoiding, a conversation, a decision, a responsibility, or a truth, face it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but now. Because the moment you stop running, you stop being chased. Problems don't disappear when you avoid them. They disappear when you face them with courage. Stop running, stand still, and let life shape you into who you were meant to become.